Hello, everyone. I often talk to you about the importance of living from the heart and moving out of the mind and out of our emotional realm, ruling us so completely. So I want to tell a story today to help you understand how to do that in the best way possible. So this brave heartland that we wish to live in, that is not only free and innocent and available, but strong and clear and confident and with direction and motivation. All of that can live and exist within our heart at all times. And I want that for you. So here is my story to help depict how to get there. In the last class that I did a couple of weeks ago, we worked with what I call divine self-esteem. Fabulous to work with divine self-esteem. We all need it. Not just love, but divine self-esteem. So I had a grand opportunity to put that to the test right in the middle of the class. So I'm a sailor, as you know. I love sailing, and I actually go on sailboat races too. Am I wacky or what? A little bit. So I'm going to use some terms that may not make sense to you, but I'll explain them. So I volunteered, offered to be what's called the skipper, which means I'm the one running the show, so to speak, on the boat for a regatta, fancy word, for a 2-day race, where there needed to be what's called a woman at the helm. And the woman at the helm was moi. Helm means holding the tiller in this case, and being able to be the one in charge of how it all worked. Scary, to say the least. I did this 4 years ago and did very well. I was going to take this on again, and it really was for the skipper, the one who's usually the skipper, and the crew. They needed me to do that because it had to be a woman, and I was the only one qualified at this point. So I said, okay, I'll do this. So there I was, and one day we had 6 hours on the water, and another day we had 3 hours on the water. So it was grueling physically. I won't lie. I won't lie. Okay? And it was very challenging to be able to do all of this and have a crew and work with them and all of that. Here's the key. What does this have to do with divine self-esteem? What does this have to do with Braveheart? Now, if I was just a normal human being, I would have gone, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I'm going to do this. I would have gone out there with all my armor, my fortress, my sense of, yes, I can do this, pulled out every drop of testosterone I had and said, yes, I'm masculine. I love a challenge. I'm going to go for it, and done it. Well, that's not how I operate. I operate from instinct, perception, and a strong heart. Okay? That's what mattered. Now, few emotions came up before the race, to say the least, and they were as strong as the wind. I'm going to die. That was a good one. I'm definitely going to die. I mean, my whole body was resonating with, I'm going to die. I know it. And you could say, well, that's real. The next one was, I can't do this. Very real. I can't do this. There is no way in heck I'm going to be able to do this. Now, this was all precursor, okay, to the race. I know I can't do this. Forget it. I won't get it right. For sure I won't get it right. I'll mess up. Everyone will be mad at me. I won't get their approval. We won't win, and they'll be really disappointed. They, right? It's all about them. And of course, we'll all die. I mean, and it will be because of me, right? Why am I bringing this up? So you can understand my emotional realm? Sure. When we have those very strong emotions, they feel extremely real, concrete-like, truth-like, just absolute, committed, I'm going to die. You know, when that feeling comes up, you're just like, Well, that's a given. That just feels so real and so true and so absolute. I have to go with it. It must be right. It must be spirit talking to me, right? These fears that show up are solid and very convincing because they relate to our survival. You can be sure when something comes up with that has that kind of conviction and solidness to it, it's there to help us survive and not get hurt. It's a protective fear. It's a mind coming up going, what about this? Danger, danger. Because when you say danger, danger, that's very absolute, isn't it? Okay? When it's an instinct, a perception, a feeling sensation, it won't have that absoluteness. At the outer, it will have that sense in your heart of being a deep sense of knowing. Of course, it's going to work out. I had to move into that place and find those deep places in myself. And I did it through working with my guides, bringing in my resources for divine love, for divine confidence, for a sense of brave heart. I did it through music. I did some dance. I did all fun things because I wanted to really fill this out. What does it feel like to know that I can't fail? Of course, it's going to be fabulous. And I have what I need. So at the beginning of this year, we talked about the whole process of, I can do this. Let's do this. That was the mantra for the year. Well, I have come to the place where divine self-esteem means, let's do this. That means you and universal everything that you are. Let's do this. When you co-create something with spirit, whatever it is, in this case for me it was a sailing regatta race, when you co-create it with spirit, and you know absolutely in your heart and in the depth of your abdomen, you can't see my abdomen right now, that knowing that we can do this, you don't feel like you're alone. It's your willpower. You know, I'm going to fight against that feeling that I'm going to die and I can't do this. I'm just going to buckle up and make it happen. There's a deeper sense of we can do this. Of course we can. I'm not alone. I'm not in this on my own. That is divine self-esteem. Consequently, it gets reflected in the world. And I had a fabulous crew of men and women who were right there with me. We worked together. Part of why I love sailing, it is a team sport. So let this inspire you. Let this reveal to you the knowledge that when you come up against these very solid fears, beliefs, absolutes, I can't do this, it's not going to work out, those are your survival mechanisms, and that is not spirit working, and it is not your heart coming forward either. Bring in those resources of love and connection into your heart, that sense of guidance, that sense of being a collective, co-creating with the spirit of all that you are, into your heart, and then you will know that you have what you need, all is well, and you will do your best in that very situation. And oh yes, we did win our class, our sailing class. So there was the icing on the cake. I commend all the dimensions that worked with me in allowing it to be a win-win for everyone. So blessings to your win-win all the time. To you, your world, and especially to your connection with spirit. It is always winning with you.